So as this is our first demo, let me just introduce about myself. I'm Divya. I have about 8+ years of experience into data analytics. Currently, I'm working as a senior data analyst in one of the MNCs in Hyderabad, and I completed my master's in data science, and I have experience in teaching all the subjects like SQL, Tableau, Power BI, statistics, and machine learning. Okay. Along with that, I'll teach Python also. So here you are. Today you are here to learn about Tableau, right? So let's try to understand what is Tableau. Today I'll give you the basic understanding and the basic introduction of Tableau. Okay, before that, could you please tell me about yourself a little bit? Like, are you currently working or do you have basic knowledge on SQL or are you now only are you starting to planning to learn Tableau like that? If you can just unmute yourself and speak, or else you can just text me in chat. No problem. Perfect. So now you are planning to learn Tableau tool, right? All right. So the reason why I'm asking this in the sense, as you know, SQL, some basics of SQL is needed to learn Tableau. And of course, if anyone is newly attending this session, if anyone is attending the session without any prior SQL knowledge is also no problem. In our course, we are just going to explain some basics of SQL Server also. Okay. So yeah, let's start. Let's try to understand what is Tableau. And so as you know, Tableau is basically a visualization tool, right? By using Tableau, we will just create all the graphs. Basically, as you might know, depending whether you are from any background, okay, so who Tableau or any visualization tool is one such tool. Any whether anyone from complete non-IT background also, if they are planning to learn Tableau, they can do that, because Tableau is completely no coding will be involved in it, right? So everyone can learn very easily, and the main important point here is Tableau is used in every domain, right? Data analytics, data science, and Tableau. This is the advantage what we have. It won't stick to one single domain. So like other all the other subjects or all the other available tools, right? In each and every domain, in each and every company, if it is a banking field, if it is a finance field, if it is a hospitality, that is pharmacy kind of field, or if it is a civil background, if you are any from electrical background, anything is fine, because your domain knowledge is also helpful for you to get a job. Or else, even in the e-commerce websites like Amazon, Flipkart, Swiggy, nowadays how many big companies are there in every domain. Just to increase their profits, everyone is hiring a visualization developer. What we will do, basically, we will just connect to their data, we will understand their data, and we will analyze their data by creating some graphs, right? Based upon whatever we create, whatever graphs we create, by using our graphs or dashboards only, they will take some business decisions. Okay. So they can understand in which areas they should concentrate to gain some profits, like that. Everything, we will just analyze their data, and we will give, basically, from whatever work we do, by using that, from that work only, they will come to some conclusions. They can take some business decisions, so that they, this will help them in to grow their business, right? That is what Tableau is basically. Okay. So perfect. This is just a minimal basic understanding. Just give me a second here, please. So basically, how we will create, what we will do by using Tableau in the sense, as I said, this is the definition. Tableau is a business intelligence tools, that is a visualization tool or BI tool, which allow the users to connect to their respective data and then visualize and create some interactive dashboards. That is basically to make it simple. What I can say, let me just suppose in every company nowadays we will deal with big data only, right? So we need to understand everyone first. What we need to do, we will connect by actually Tableau developer. Once you learn Tableau along with some SQL knowledge, you can apply for Tableau developer role or data analyst role. Okay. So by using Tableau, what we will do, we will create some graphs or visualizations. Okay. So how we will do that in the sense, what exactly we will do in the sense, first we will connect to their data and then we will start creating graphs. Okay. So, and the data can be in any format. Okay. It can be in the form of Excel. It can be in the form of text file. It can be in the form of PDF, or else it can be in the form of any database. Okay. We know we have so many databases in the market, like maybe SQL Server, MySQL, like that, right? So accordingly, whatever in whatever company we will work, for whatever client we are working, basically we will connect to the client's database and we will start creating some graphs. Okay. So what is exactly the process here in the sense? Suppose imagine this is a database. Okay, where we will have some data. Okay, we will connect that data to the Tableau desktop. Suppose just imagine this is some Tableau desktop where we will create some graphs. Tableau desktop is one software. Okay, Tableau desktop is one software from the Tableau where we will create all the graphs. Basically, this is called as a product of Tableau. There are 7 products of Tableau, in which Tableau desktop is the one. Okay, and Tableau server is also one more product. In real time, basically, we will connect to our client's server. Okay. Yes, a difference between Power BI and Tableau, both have graphical representation. Of course, some bit here the concept is only those are two different tools. Okay, whatever work we will do at the end product, I can say whatever dashboards we will create, the same dashboard can be created by using Power BI as well as Tableau. Just two different tools. Okay, the concept is same. Almost all 80 to 90% functionality is also same. There will be some differences. The functionality is different. I mean, the way we work will be different. Little bit. In Tableau we'll have some DAX functions. I mean, sorry, in Power BI will have some DAX functions, and in Tableau we'll have calculated fields. Apart from this, everything almost the concepts will be same. Okay, it's just like two different tools, but the things, the whatever work we can do, the same work can be done by any of the tool. Okay, so it's just Power BI is a product of Microsoft, and Tableau is a product now. Salesforce also acquired Tableau, like that. Just two different tools. Everything is same. Okay, perfect. So in that, oh, just a second. So first we will connect here. If it is a Tableau, what we'll do, we'll connect the data to the Tableau desktop and we'll start creating graphs. If the same thing can be done in Power BI also. If it is a Power BI, we will again in Power BI also we will connect to the data and we will create the graphs. But the functionalities will be different here. And these two are complete different tools. Okay. Here, like, as we are dealing with or discussing about Tableau, what basically we will do in the sense, whenever we are connecting the data to the Tableau desktop, there is something called as Tableau connection. Okay, so basically there should be something in between which helps to connect the data to the Tableau desktop, right? That is Tableau connection. That is Tableau connection only helps us to connect our database or our data to the Tableau desktop. Again, we have two types of Tableau connections. Okay, one is live connection and one is extract connection. Okay, this is again important. What is live connection? Basically, mostly we will work on live connection only. In some scenarios, we will work on extract connection. So in companies also, whenever we are using extract connection, what is happening, why we will use extract connection, everything, we will discuss detailing in the Tableau connections class. We'll have some separate topic for that. Okay, so now, as I said, this is, if you can see, this is some normal screenshot of Excel file, right? Where I gave some employee details. So I connected the same Excel file to the Tableau desktop and I created this graph. Okay, this is a basically horizontal bar. Okay, this graph is called as horizontal bar graph. The same data. Okay, I'm just showing you the screenshots because I just wanted to let you know the importance of graphs. You know, by understanding, if you can see this data, and in this screenshot I'm having only 37 rows of employees data, but suppose in, if we have some thousands of data, so to understand the data, to analyze the data, if the data is in this format, it will be a little bit difficult task. We need to apply some filters and we need to do lots of things. Again, in Excel file there will be some limitation. We cannot store more than 1 million data, right? If it is in database also, just to analyze the data, if we can see like this within seconds, I cannot say who the name of the employee who is earning highest salary or lowest salary, right? I need to apply some filters or it will take some time. Whereas if we want to analyze any data, if we create some graphs like this, we can just get into some conclusion in some seconds, right? Here, this bar indicates longest bar in the sense highest salary, smallest bar in the sense lowest salary. So if we know that in seconds, I can say this is longest with the highest salary and this is smallest with the lowest salary, right? Here I'm having employee's name. So that's how Tableau is helping us to analyze the data very easily. We can analyze the data, we can come to some conclusions very quickly, right? Not only Tableau, any visualization tool. This is actually the importance of visualizations. Okay. Now we have some 7 Tableau products. I'll explain you about the Tableau products in a while, but before that, let's just try to understand about the user interface of Tableau and let's just see about how we will create our first graph. Okay. So this is the Tableau desktop. I'm just opening that. And before that, Sambit, let me tell you one more thing. Is the timing 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. IST is okay for you? Because last week I already we already started one batch and we have some students in that batch. So we are just planning. This is a kind of add-on batch actually. How many registrations we will get from Monday? We will just convert you into that batch. From Monday, our timings will be from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. IST. That is the reason I'm saying you at this moment only. Perfect. So I just open my Tableau desktop. Okay. So once this is basically the user interface of Tableau. Okay. So you can see Tableau book 1. That is, this complete thing is called as Tableau workbook. Okay. So now we can see some connect panel here towards the left side, top left, we can see something called as connect, right? So here what we will do basically, once we open the Tableau, once we are done with the demo, oh, great. Once we are done with the demo classes, I will show you the installation process of Tableau desktop. Okay, now I'm just giving you the user interface or giving you the idea about the user interface of Tableau, and let's just try to understand how we will create our first graph. Okay, so once I open my Tableau desktop, I can able to see like this. First, I will get some connect panel. Okay, so below in this connect panel, I can able to see the list of all the formats of the data. Suppose, for example, the data can be in any format, right? It can be in the form of Excel file, text file, JSON file, PDF file, like that. And not only files to a server, all the servers are available here. If I'm clicking on more, you can see Oracle Server, Amazon Redshift, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server. If I'm clicking on more, in Tableau, this many databases or this many servers are available. Okay, so accordingly, we can connect to any of the server and we can work. So each and every of this at the top, you can see that is Tableau server. Okay, so each and every thing, every format, whatever you can see here, okay, that is called as basically data source. Okay, we will call them as data source. Data source in the sense, obviously by using that only, by using this only, we are connecting to the data, right? So that is the reason. That is Microsoft Excel is one data source, PDF file is one data source, Oracle is one data source. However, we can connect the data, that one we will call it as a data source. Okay, that means in Tableau we are having lots of data sources available here, right? We are having so many options, this many options we are having, we can connect to this many types of data sources. Okay, yes, Tableau is having its own server, that is Tableau server. Okay, basically we will connect to Tableau server and we will do lots of things over there. We will learn in this course along with the Tableau desktop, we will learn Tableau server also. Okay, what we will do actually in the Tableau server, once suppose if you join in any company as a Tableau developer, okay, so obviously we will work for our clients, but once you join in any company, you will get your own Tableau server credentials. Okay, by using that credentials you will log in into your uh, Tableau server. Okay, by using that, by using your Tableau server, in the Tableau server we will create the projects, and whatever your client is, whatever their requirements is, again the clients will be, as I said, in every domain we will use, right, according to their domain, according to the project. From Tableau server, again we will connect to our client's database. Okay, whatever you can see here, this is Tableau desktop basically, but all these things can be, we can literally we can open one virtual data Tableau desktop inside Tableau server. Everything can be done, whatever we will learn here, everything can be done inside Tableau server. In real time, we won't use Tableau desktop, we won't install Tableau desktop, we will connect to the Tableau server, and from Tableau server we will do all the things. Okay, from Tableau server we will connect to our client's database like this only. In that also virtually we can create, we can get to see this kind of Tableau desktop interface, where we will see connect panel, where we will see all the files. Okay, whatever you wanted to connect to, whether it is Excel file, whether it is your client's database, you will connect and you will do all the work whatever we do in the Tableau desktop as well. That is the actual process what we do. Okay, so that is the reason. Again, to connect to the Tableau server, normally in if we are working, then we will get our own credentials from our company credentials, we will get that details. Okay, that by using that credentials we will log in. But in practice purpose, as in a learning process, what we will do, we need to create Tableau cloud account. Okay, there is something called as Tableau cloud account. Previously we used to call it as Tableau online account. Okay, so I will show you the process of creating it. Once we create a Tableau cloud account, we will basically use our own Gmail ID to create that. So we will get some credentials. By using that credentials from Tableau desktop, we will connect to the Tableau server by using that Tableau cloud credentials. Okay, that is generally I will explain whenever I'm explaining about the Tableau products, I will explain that process. Okay, how by by each and every product what we will do, like that. So in our course we will discuss what all the concepts, whatever is there, we will discuss all the concepts in the Tableau desktop. Then Tableau online is one more product. Previously we used to call it as Tableau online, now we are calling it as Tableau cloud. So we need to create our own Tableau online account or cloud account. By using that credentials only, we will log into the Tableau server and we will learn Tableau server practically at the end. We will see each and first topic wise details we will learn in Tableau desktop. At the end, you can observe from the Tableau server, once you really working in your company, obviously you need to or deal with Tableau server only. So from the Tableau server, how we can view this Tableau desktop options, and along with that, we will have some more functionalities. Some Tableau server is mainly used by admins also. So we will see all the admin functionalities, and along with that, we are having so many options. We can create some schedules there, alerts there, like that, each and every option. Once we once we join in any company, how they will generally create any projects, and how within the team members, how they will give the access, everything we will learn very practically whenever we are learning about the Tableau server. Okay, that is one more product. So Tableau prep is again an ETL kind of product. Okay, there are many ETL tools in the market. ETL is nothing but extraction, transformation, and loading. Right? Tableau itself has its own tool, that is Tableau Prep. Okay. So here also it is a Tableau Prep is a kind of ETL tool. We can do lots of transformations and lots of cleaning steps by using Tableau Prep. That is, once we have any data, almost all the visualization developers, Tableau developers will get cleaned data only. But again, from that data, whatever we received, still we wanted to perform some clean steps. Still, we can do that by using Tableau Prep. In that, we will see how many functionalities are there, how many cleaning steps are there. Everything we will learn detailedly whenever we are discussing about the Tableau Prep concept. First, we will learn Tableau Desktop. At the end, we will learn Tableau Server. After Tableau Server, our last concept will be Tableau Prep. After Tableau Prep, a real time dashboard we will discuss from scratch. Okay, however we will create it in the technically how we will create a dashboard, like that we will learn. Just a second, let me show you the screenshot of that. At the end, normally, I won't teach how to I mean the how, I won't teach the creation of Tableau dashboard. Normally we will learn very practically how in real time how we will create a technical form of dashboard. That means in real time, not only the creating the dashboard, we are having something called as dashboard formats. We will learn formatting techniques of dashboard as well. So whatever screenshot you are seeing here, that screenshot, that dashboard we will create at the end. Okay, practically from scratch. I will show you. I will only create so that you can understand how I am creating, right? By so the same output, we will see how we are adding some colors, how we are formatting everything, how we are adjusting everything we will learn practically at the end. Okay, so yeah, again, format especially one important thing, formatting techniques will have something called as format and Tableau dashboard. Basically, I will teach that one also. Normally in most of the courses, if you can see, they won't teach formatting techniques. Normally what is dashboard, how we will create the dashboards, that to that extent only most 90% of the institutes will teach. I can really say that very surely. In my course, I will also teach you how we will use the format options also, because once we get into real time job, we need to use the formatting techniques by ourselves, right? So in that way we will learn everything very practically. Okay, so yeah, now let's just try to understand how we will create one graph. Okay, so this is the connect panel. Okay, in between whatever you will see something called as open. This is a section where the recently opened files will be present. Okay, towards the right side there is something called as discover. So from the Tableau community, if we get any kind of updates or resources, links will be available here. We can just ignore that. In quick start, we will have some Tableau related sample workbooks where we can directly connect. And towards the bottom left, you can see something called as saved data sources. By default, Tableau is providing two data sources, that is sample superstore and world indicators. Okay. So for learning purpose, for practice purpose, you can use this data sources to create some graphs. Okay. Now let's connect to one Excel file. To connect the Excel file, again, I'm just clicking on the Microsoft Excel. So in our course, we are going to learn about SQL Server. Okay. So if needed, we will discuss, we'll discuss some basics of the SQL also here by using SQL Server. And along with that, from within the Tableau, we are using Microsoft SQL Server database. Okay. So, and accordingly, some concepts most we will learn by using Excel file, this sample superstore data also, because this data is provided by Tableau itself. We will have a very neat data, so that by using that data we can learn each and every concepts of the Tableau very clearly. Along with that, so eventually we will learn some concepts here by using this one. We will learn some concepts by using Microsoft SQL Server. But basically, as I'm providing some real-time database, even you can practice on your own also, in for any other tables also, okay, like that. So I'm connecting to sample superstore for now, clicking on open. Today, let's just try to see how we will connect to Excel file only. Going forward, we will see how we will connect to SQL Server. Okay. Once I connected to Excel file, you can see in that Excel, I'm having these three sheets: orders, people, and return. Okay. You can see one page here. This is basically called as data source level or data source page. Towards the bottom left, you can see that data source level, we will call it as. Okay. In data source level, we will have about the connection details. This is the connection. It is showing us we are connected to Excel file and the file name. And these are the sheets available here. Okay. Now, now I wanted to work on orders sheet. So to do that, to get the data, I'm just drag these orders and drop it here. Okay. So immediately I can here, this is the preview section, whatever data we connected, that data preview we can see here. Okay, you can see I'm having so many columns here, like order id, row id, order id, order date, ship mode, customer id, like that, customer name, segment, country, city, state, postal code, region, product id, category, subcategory, like that. We are having some sales, profit, discount, product names, all the columns. Okay, so we are just dragged orders and drop it here. Then the data preview we can see here. Okay. And the same column details I can able to see here. Okay. So if you can see here, automatically Tableau is very smart enough. As you said, you have some basic knowledge of SQL. You might already know what is data types, right? Basically, whenever we are creating a table in SQL, we will define data types also, right? Of create a table in Tableau. In Tableau, basically, we won't create a tables, Sambit. What we will do, if it is Excel file, okay, like that, how we will have sheets, right, in Excel file. So let me show you once. I'll open, give me a second. Suppose this is the same sample superstore file here, okay? So here, that this is what I'm talking about. In Excel files, we have sheets like this, right? This is orders sheet, people sheet, and returns. So in orders, I'm having some data. Obviously in Excel, how we will have it, we will have in the columns and rows kind of thing, right? Once we connect the Excel file, we will get to see the table preview like this here. Automatically, the data, whatever we can see in the Excel file, that thing, as once I dragged orders and dropped it here, I can get the data in the form of table. Okay. And if it is SQL Server or any database also, we will create tables in the SQL Server only. Okay. Obviously, if we are in real time, whenever we are working, we will get a ready-made database in which the tables will be already created, right? So basically, if we want to create a new table also, we will create it in the SQL level only. Once we connect that SQL to the Tableau, we can able to preview that tables details here. We won't create tables in Tableau. We will just get to, we will connect to each and every data source immediately. We once, if it is text file also, okay, in text file also, obviously there won't be any table structure, right? In text file, basically how it will be, the data will be separated by using a comma. Let me show you one example. We will deal with each and every format. Okay. So these are some files here. Okay. If it is this text file, you can see I'm having data like this. Okay. Each and you can understand this is a column here. Party ID is one column. Party name is column. It is just separating by a comma. And these are my rows of data. Okay. If we are having data like this also, once we connect to the Tableau, and once I drag this to here, I can get to see a table format of data only. Okay. So here, but usually in SQL, what we will do, we will use create syntax and we will create the table, right? While creating the table, we will define for each and every column, we will define the data type, right? That data type, why we will define a data type basically, data type only decides what type of values we will enter inside a column, right? If it is int, that means we need to enter only numbers, correct? Am I right? So likewise, here as we are not creating tables, once we get the tables, here Tableau automatically recognizes the data types here. You can see that symbols here like this hash, ABC, calendar. Basically in Tableau also, we are having four types of data types. One is numerical data types. Okay. The second one is character or string data type. And the third one is date data type. And the fourth one is geographical data type. Okay. We will deal with this fourth data types. Sorry. So this four data types, we won't create any data types here. Once we connect to the data, Tableau is very smarter. It automatically detects the data types. Okay. So you can see here, for example, hash indicates numerical data types. Okay. Numerical data types in the sense, we can see the symbol called as hash. You can see in this at the bottom. Row ID, I'm having hash. And let me just scroll it. At the end, I'm having sales, quantity, discount, profit. Those are all numerical data. And you can see hash here. Tableau automatically recognizes data types. We won't create manually. Okay. So character data type or string data type in the sense the symbol will be ABC. So wherever you can see ABC, that will be our character data type like this, right? Order ID here. This is character data because I can enter, if it is a varchar, I can enter characters along with the numbers, right? Like that. ABC here again, customer ID, customer name. This is our character data is represented by ABC here. And date data type represents a calendar symbol here. Order date, ship date, automatically it will recognize. The symbols we need to understand. Okay, hash in the sense numerical data type, ABC in the sense character data type, calendar symbol in the sense date data type, and next is geographical data type, which is indicated by a globe symbol. For all the location columns, we will have that, country or region, globe symbol. That is geographical data type. Okay. By using this data types only, we can understand for what type of graph, for what kind of data, what type of graphs to create. Okay. By using all this column, we can create some maps or we are having two types of graphs in Tableau, that is a location kind of graphs, that is which deals with maps. Okay, field symbol map and field map. There we will get the maps visualizations. For that we will use this columns only. Okay, going forward we'll learn very detailing. So for now, I hope you understood about this data types concept, right? We didn't created anything here. Automatically, once we connect the data types recognized automatically, right? That is Tableau is that much smarter. It automatically recognizes the data types as well. Okay, and the top left you can see something called as connection. As I said just now, we will have, yes, in phone also we can use Tableau. We will have phone view also, just like Power BI. Okay, so we will have two types of connections, live and extract connection. So for now we are in the live connection. So what is this connections, in which scenarios we will use which connection, we will discuss detailing in Tableau connections class. Okay, now let's just see. I'm going to sheet 1 here. To create the graph, we need to go to sheet 1. So this is the canvas where we will create the graphs. Okay, now if you can see whatever columns I'm having in the data source level, all those columns list I can able to see in the sheet level like this. Okay, in this is a sheet level where we will create all the graphs. Towards the right side, we'll have show me panel. Here we are having 24 inbuilt graphs available in the Tableau. Okay, these are all inbuilt graphs. Along with that, we can create so many advanced graphs also. Okay, so you can see here towards the left, we are having all the column names. But if you observe carefully, we will have one separate line here, right? So Tableau is again, once we get into the sheet level, all the fields or all the columns, whatever it is, whatever we are having in that particular data, that all the columns will be divided into two types. Okay, above the line, whatever we are having, that is called as dimensions. Okay. And below line, whatever we are having, we will call it as measures. So what is dimension? What is measure in the sense? Just to make it simple, I'll tell you one point. Okay, almost all the numerical data. Okay, all the numerical data, that is all the numerical data type data comes under measures. Okay. Remaining all data type data, it can be a character data, it can be globe, or it can be date data type data. All those data comes under dimensions. Okay, that is a simple understanding. But what is the actual concept here in the sense? On any column, okay, on any column, if we can able to perform some calculations, okay, calculations in the sense, again, some kind of arithmetic calculations like plus minus, or else if we can able to find some percentages, okay, all those columns comes under measures. Obviously, on what columns we can do some arithmetic calculations like plus minus or percentage? On numerical columns only, right? That is what I said as a shortcut. So actual definition is that on whatever data we can perform some kind of calculations, that is arithmetic calculations, or else we will have something called as aggregate functions in SQL, right? We will have something called as aggregate functions. That is, what are all the aggregate functions we have? That is sum, minimum, okay, maximum, average, count. These are all the aggregate functions. In detail, I will explain, we will discuss about this later. But these are all some aggregate functions available in Tableau, right? So basically, yes, I'll tell you in a while about the formulas. We will have something called as calculated field. In that, we will have all the inbuilt functions, okay, which we will use. Something like how we will use index functions in Tableau. Here we will use something called as calculated field, but everything we will have inbuilt only. All the formulas will be available in Tableau. Okay. So what are all the aggregate functions we have in SQL? So for whatever columns we can able to perform calculations and aggregate functions, that columns only belongs to the measures, and remaining all the columns will belongs to the dimensions. Okay. For that reason, if you can see here, row ID is there, but row ID is, you can see hash. That is, it is a numerical data, but row ID is static here, right? All the ID columns, we won't do any type of calculations or aggregate functions on IDs, right? That is static. Correct. So that is the reason row ID came into dimensions. Okay, this is the actual definition. On whatever columns we will perform some calculations or aggregate functions, that will be inside measures, and remaining all the things will comes under dimensions. Okay, I hope I'm clear about dimensions and measures. Okay, so here we are having something called as rows and columns here. We need to just use this dimensions and measures into rows and columns. Then we can just create some graphs. Okay, for example, let me create some subcategory wise sales. What I can do here for the traditional, again, two ways are there. If you want to create in a traditional way, I can just drag subcategory into the rows part. Then here by default, all the graphs will be disabled. Once we select the any data, that related graphs only will be enabled for us. Again, if I'm keeping the cursor on the graph at the bottom, it will show me the graph name details, right? The graph name and the prerequisites to create the graph. That is one or more dimensions, one or more measure. This is about dimension and this is about measures, right? Whatever graph I'll select here at the bottom, it will show minimum how many dimensions required and minimum how many measures required to create that particular graph, right? Everything is very crystal clear here. So suppose I can just drag subcategory into the rows part, sales into the columns part. You can see some graphs are enabled for me. I can choose any of the graph and we will work accordingly. Okay. Here I'm having clear sheet option. I'm just clearing this. Suppose if we don't know whether to drag it in rows and columns like that also, no problem. Instead of dragging and dropping, directly we can double click. Suppose if I wanted to create subcategory wise sales, I'll just double click on the subcategory. I'll double click on the sales. Okay. For now, I got a textual graph here. Okay. Text table graph. If I wanted to create a bar graph, I'll just select this, then accordingly I will get the bar graph. If you can see, whenever I'm selecting the graphs, this fields are automatically rearranging into rows and columns. Previously, if I selected text file, I had only subcategory in the rows part, sum of sales in the T part, that is textual part, because here the sales are in the textual format only, right? This is basically a text tables. In the marks card, we'll have something called as marks card here. Here, all the options we will have. Like if we wanted to add color, size, or text to our graphs, we will use this options. Okay. Tooltip detail, what is this? Everything we will discuss maybe in the tomorrow's class. Okay. For now, let me just select bar graph. Here I got my bar graph. These are each and every subcategory. I got some bars. Eventually we will learn Sambit. For as this is our first class, I'm showing you how to connect Excel file and we are creating one graph. Okay. Next, we will learn eventually how we will connect SQL Server to the Tableau and we will learn the remaining concepts. Okay. Like that. So this is a horizontal bar graph. Okay. So here now what I can do, I'm having T, that is textual option here. If I wanted to display the sale beside the bar, I can click here. You can see sale, every sale, whatever my sale value is there, I can able to now display beside a bar like this, right? And if whenever I'm moving my cursor, you can see something, a small box where it is showing me the details of what is that particular subcategory and what is that sale value. That is basically called as tooltip, this one. We can even edit that by using this tooltip. Okay. Now, even we can sort the data. You can see two symbols here, ascending and descending. If I wanted to display in the descending order, I'll just click this. And if I want it in the ascending order, I'll click this. We can sort the data also like this. Okay. And here we are having, I mean, just as this is a demo, I'm just trying to give you an overview. Slowly, we will learn each and every options available in here and all the concepts also we will cover. Okay. Here we are having some standard view. If I just click on entire view, I can able to get the graph like this. Okay. If I wanted to add some color to it, what I'll do for each and every subcategory, if I wanted to give some different colors, I'll just drag this subcategory and drop in this color part in the mark cell. Then I can get to see the each subcategory in different colors. This is towards the right side. We can see this. This is actually called as technically called as legend. Okay, it is just helps us to understand what subcategory is taking which color like that. Accordingly, for numerical data, it will show something different, but we will call this as legends. Okay, so like that. This is how we will create a graph, horizontal bar graph. Likewise, we are having so many graphs here. Okay, basically creating graphs are very simple in Tableau, but understanding for what kind of data, what type of graph we should create is something, we need to understand that. So in our visualization concept, whenever we are discussing each graph, we will learn about it. Okay, so quickly let me show you our course content. This is my SQL course content. Just a second. So, yeah. As you know, the course duration is 40 days and the course fees is of 8,000. Okay. This is our course content. Introduction to Tableau, Tableau features, Tableau products, all the 7 products we will learn about it very detailedly. Importance or implementation of Tableau in real world, user interface of Tableau desktop, installation of Tableau desktop, data types in Tableau, generating Tableau reports from text and Excel files, measures and dimension, continuous and discrete data. These are all the options whatever we have in the this section here, marks card. Okay, so these are some basic concepts. Once we are done with this, next, Tableau architecture, SQL Server basic concepts with installation of SQL Server, how we will generate Tableau reports from SQL Server. Okay, next we will use something called as data warehouse in all the visualization tools. So we will understand what is the difference between database and data warehouse, and we will use one real-time database here. So that same database, I'll just show you how we will restore that database in the SQL Server. And the same database, we will convert it into data warehouse. I'll show how we will convert data warehouse and how we will restore that as a form of database in the SQL Server, so that we can connect that database or data warehouse which we restored in the SQL Server to the Tableau desktop. Okay, so that is some concepts. From here, our main concepts will start, that is Tableau connections, Tableau access. Next, joins. Joins is very important, as you already know some SQL. Here also, first I will explain joins in SQL, and then I will explain how we will create joins in Tableau level. Next, data blending. That is, if we have data in different data sources, like if I'm having some data in Excel file, I'm having some data in SQL Server, how I will connect both data sources and how we will create the graphs. That concept is data sources. Next, we will have so many types of filters in Tableau, Tableau actions, hierarchy, Tableau parameters, creating and using parameters, dynamic graphs. Tableau parameter is one such concept. Obviously, in real time, we need to create dynamic graphs, right? So by using parameter, we can do that. Okay, we will learn very practically how we will create all those things. Next, visualizations. In this part, we will discuss each and every visualization along with examples, and we will understand in which kind of for which type of data which graph should be used. Along with that, we will discuss some advanced charts as well. Okay, we need to follow some steps to create some advanced charts. Next, Tableau sets using parameters. This is again a very important concept, which is a kind of advanced concept. This are all going forward are the advanced concepts only. By using sets and parameters, we will create advanced graphs, like how we will create top n sales and bottom n sales in one graph. Like that, we will see so many examples. Next, groups. Next, Tableau functions. We are having this many Tableau functions. In this, again, this is each section in string functions. We are having so many number functions. We are having so many functions, like that. We'll understand all these functions, and all these functions we will create in calculated fields. We will have something called as Tableau calculated fields. We will understand all those concepts there. Something like how we will have DAX functions in Power BI. We will use calculated fields. Within that calculated fields, we will have some inbuilt functions. We will learn everything very practically. Next, drop lines, trend lines, and forecasting lines. By using this, is a special feature again, but we can create some trends within the data, like how my sales, if it is sales data, how my sales is being from the last 2 years, from last 1 year, how the trend is there. And by using forecasting option, extra features in Tableau from Power BI which will help me in job. See, as I said, Tableau and Power BI are two different tools. Okay, almost, if we keep any it will be like a debate, a kind of thing to understand, is Power BI is useful, Tableau is useful, because both are equally important. And if you can see, if you can I don't know from which location you are, we are having equal vacancies for both the tools. Okay, almost the all the optionals, all the features, all the concepts are same. Okay, some companies are using Power BI, some companies are using Tableau. But again, if you ask me to say some very important feature, why most of the companies, top MNCs, are preferring Tableau, in the sense because of its rich Tableau community. We are having something called as Tableau community. We are so, because of the main brains within who are there in the Tableau community, we will get updates very quickly in the Tableau. First, we need to get, if in the future or from so many years also, first any update will get in Tableau, then only we can able to see some updates in Power BI. I mean, that is basically, again, as I said, that will become a debate again. So that is the reason of the Tableau community. Most of the MNCs are still sticking into the Tableau. Okay, we will get so many updates in the Tableau very quickly. So many data sources. That is why so many data sources available in the Tableau. If you can see, last year we don't have this many data sources. Year by year, they are providing so many advanced options, so many important calculated fields. We will get all the updates. Concepts will be same within that. Previously, like every for every version of the Tableau, we are getting some new functionalities and new data sources like that. Okay. Next, Tableau dashboards, Tableau story, how we will create Tableau online account by using that, how we will create Tableau server, Tableau prep, and at the end, how we will create HR analytics dashboard. This is actually our course content. Okay. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me quickly, or else I'll wind up the session because I'm having SQL batch from at 7 o'clock. Actually, not exactly now. We can continue. Okay. So this is about our course content. I hope I'm clear. Do you have any doubts? You can ask me. Great. Okay. So again, as you joined late and I didn't got exact time, a complete time to explain you about detailing about all the Tableau products. Tableau Desktop is basically a 14-day free trial. That is a licensed version. Freely we can use up to 14 days. Okay. Tableau Desktop. Okay. So after 14 days, for how to use the Tableau Desktop, what we will do, we will use it, we will register ourselves as a student. Okay, that is the only option. So if you have any of your friends or family, if you can able to get any of the student ID card, we will just use that student ID card. We will upload that student ID card in one website, and then they will provide one product key for us. By using that product key, we will access Tableau desktop freely for 1 year. That is one option. Okay. Or else we are having something called as Tableau public. This is freely available. Okay. What are all the options we can do by using Tableau desktop? Everything can be done in Tableau public also. It's our wish. Okay. Most of our students, I will suggest everyone to get any student ID card. I don't think that will be a difficult task. Within your circle, you can get any of your student ID card, right? If that is fine, you can continue this process, or else Tableau public. But the difference between those two is that we'll have very limited data sources in Tableau public. Like Excel file you can connect, but you cannot connect to all the databases. If you want to connect to SQL server, MySQL, then you need to use Tableau desktop only. Like or else some limited data sources like Excel files or some files, you can use Tableau public. But the data source only problem, once you connect to any file, all the concepts whatever we will learn, that is, if you cannot use the student ID card for the 14 days, whenever you are getting a free trial, you can practice how you will connect SQL server to the Tableau, and you can do all the things. Okay. And again, if you are done with the 14 days of free trial, you can use your another mail ID and you can just continue the process, no problem. In Tableau public, once you connect to any Excel file also, you can learn all the functionalities same. But there are two differences. All the data sources won't be available in Tableau public, just as however we are having in Tableau desktop. You can connect to Excel file easily and you can practice normally, no problem. But again, the second issue is that whatever files, whatever graphs, whatever dashboards we create in Tableau desktop, we can save it in our laptops. But in Tableau public, we cannot save that files. It will be automatically saved online only. We cannot save our work in our laptops. Okay. So that is the difference between Tableau desktop and Tableau public. A little bit knowledge in Excel can I learn? Uh, Excel knowledge is different. Again, Tableau or Power BI, you need to learn any visualization tool. Okay. With SQL and any one visualization tool, either Tableau or Power BI, it's up to you. You need to learn anything like either SQL or Power BI. SQL and Power BI or SQL and Tableau, then you can get a easily, if it is Tableau developer, if it is Power BI developer. But with the help of SQL, you can just get into a data analyst course, that too with a good package. Okay. If you have a little bit knowledge on Excel, that will be an added advantage for you. But that is the functionalities, whatever we'll use in Excel is completely, that will be an, see, to be frank, in companies, if they are using any visualization tool, they won't use Excel file. Okay. In some small companies, if we are good at advanced Excel functionalities, we can manage entering into a data analyst role by learning SQL and advanced Excel. But again, that is a kind of managing thing only for only some companies. To become a perfect data analyst, you need to learn any of the visualization tool. It can be Tableau, it can be Power BI, it's your wish. Okay. No coding, no coding. That is the main advantage of Tableau. No coding is involved. Any students, any non-IT students, everyone can learn Tableau very easily. But we need to learn SQL to some extent. Obviously, SQL is, we will learn only syntaxes. That is not coding, right? Again, in Tableau, no coding. Only just by using some drag and drops, by using some right clicks, and whatever I said of calculated fields is there. No, let me just show you very quickly here. All those things are again inbuilt functions only. Okay. If you can see quickly, I'm having one option here, that is calculated field. I can create any calculated field. For example, I'm just not creating anything separately. For example, if I write anything like this, you can see if I'm just clicking anything, we are having so many functions here. Right? If I wanted to use sum, I'll just use sum, and I'll use on what column I wanted to use some function. Okay. Like that, we will have so many options in the Tableau functions. Everything is built in only. If I'm clicking on this cursor again, we can see everything here very practically. These are all the functions available. From here also, we can learn what is the exact function, how we will use that example, like that. Everything will be available in the inbuilt functions only. No need of remembering the functions, no need of understanding the formulas. I mean, we need to understand the formula to apply, but no need of remembering the functions, and no other coding is involved. Just SQL. Again, SQL also basics. How to create the table. Okay. What are all the commands available in SQL? Like how we will use alter command, how we will use all the SQL sublanguages commands will be there, right? Right? DDL, DML commands we need to understand. And then what is primary key, foreign key, and then joins. Those concepts are enough to learn Tableau. Okay. So I hope I'm clear. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. PLSQL is not at all required for Tableau, data analyst role and Tableau developer role. PLSQL is completely different. If you are only looking forward to, create yourself, if you are looking forward to for a SQL developer role, then PLSQL is required. Okay, SQL developer is different, data analyst is different. Here in data analysis, we will just analyze the data. PLSQL is not at all required. Only SQL concepts are, if you are really perfect with SQL concepts, that will add you an added advantage to, that much easily you can get any data analyst role, because in any companies, in whether you are from any location, first round will be a SQL round. So in that, up to joins, you need to learn. Joins, till joins, it is enough for you to learn Tableau. But again, without these concepts in SQL, we will have some more concepts, like it may be subqueries, it may be some other concepts quickly, like mainly what is group by clause, mainly what is aggregate functions, and where clause, what are all the clauses available in SQL, right? And then joins, subqueries, up to procedures. What is procedure? Up to there, if you can learn SQL, that will add weightage for your job. Okay, to learn Tableau, no need of learning all those concepts, but to get a perfect job, you need to learn that concepts. But again, not PLSQL, not that detailed procedures not required. What we can say, packages not required. Okay, triggers not required, and functions will be there, right? How we will write some logic in two sections, that functions not required. Okay, like that. I hope I'm clear. All right, so that's it about today's class. You can join in tomorrow's class also. Okay, if you are interested, you can just register with us. You will get details from DurgaSoft with you. So the course fees is of 8,000 and the course duration is of 40 days. 40 sessions I will take. Okay. And as I said, actually, we already created one batch for 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. IST. Okay, we will continue in that batch only. If you are comfortable with that time only, please get registered. Okay. Saturday, Sunday I won't take classes. Some Saturdays I will take. Again, we will just discuss on Friday whether to take on the next Saturday or not, just to cover our concepts. Maybe at the end, some Saturdays I will take. Okay. Again, that will be completely a mutual discussion. In Friday, we will discuss and we will decide. At least 2 to 3 Saturdays I need to take to cover the entire concepts. Okay. And as you know, live recording class sessions will be you will be given access for the live videos, and I'll provide you notes also very clearly, and you can have the access of videos till 6 months. Okay. Sequel here, as I said, whatever concepts I said, that concepts only I will cover. Like, how to create tables, what is data types, okay? I will explain about SQL sub-languages, then what is primary key, foreign key. Till that concepts first I will explain. Parallelly, we will learn Tableau concepts. When we are starting joins in Tableau, at that time, again in SQL part, I will explain each and every concepts very clearly. Then we will start understanding of joins in Tableau like that. Okay. And if you wanted to learn SQL deeply, up to like, joins and subqueries, cities, procedures very clearly with a real-time database, you can, I'm with DurgaSoft itself, I'm taking MySQL batch. You can attend that also if required, if it's your wish. Okay, here we will cover SQL Server and basics of SQL Server, which is required to learn Tableau. Okay, perfect. Okay, Sambit, I will just end the session for now. Let's meet tomorrow.